something for you, but keep it to yourself. I'm feeling curious, want to explore it, nothing too serious. Forget the world for a minute, before we know it, the future's the past. Seize the moment while we're in it, hold on to each other as long as it lasts. I don't care about forever, 'cause sometimes forever is over so fast. Hush, hush, baby, come in here with me. I want for you to go. No need to worry, there is no hurry to stay. We'll take it slow. This feeling's
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here, and so is the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, we'll be watching the Orlando Magic playing against the Utah Jazz in Salt Lake City. Utah's been playing with a lot of focus. Nice job they've been doing over the last 10 games. 8 wins and not having too many problems. And tonight we'll be watching Nick Vucevic do his thing. Vuce, one of the better big men in the league at putting the ball on the floor and attacking the rim. Just how beneficial is that for a big man to have in their skill set, big man?
Well, first of all, anybody with a Vic in their last name is a heck of a player.
Why is that?
Stojakovic, Petrovic, and my favorite, Onilovic.
What about Maravich?
Oh, don't forget Maravich. Good job, Kenny. But this coach, he lets Vucevic play out on the high post more often, and he has a very quick first step. I love Vucevic.
Well, he creates a lot of mismatches because of the mid-range game that he has. For a big guy to get in that mid-range area, attacks the rim, he is tough to guard.
And that'll wrap it up as we take you courtside. That was awesome. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And the performance of the Star-Spangled Banner by Linda Lynn. We are happy to have you with us tonight, NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is on our sideline. The Utah Jazz come into this one after the win against the Sacramento Kings.
Really an intimidating style of defense. I mean, they challenged everything at the rim, and that led them to victory.
Greg, they expended maximum energy, but it was well worth it. I mean, they earned that win with their defense.
Clark, when you went up against another great forward in the league, what was your mindset?
One, I wanted to go right at him. I wanted to put him on his heels if I could. And then I also wanted to be attentive to trying to disrupt him and make him uncomfortable, because if you can get a guy off his game a little bit, that can serve you and your team well. So early, I wanted to get off to a good start, be physical, and try to assert my will in the matchup right away.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the court for Orlando, Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. The big men are Gordon and Vucevic, and it's Simmons in at the 3 slot. And now Utah, fast break, jumps up.
I love that, yes indeedy. Attacking the defense with the pass there, Kevin. Rubio with great vision and no hesitation on the delivery.
That was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment.
Well, that was a quick foul for him there. The refs are certainly calling it close.
And Orlando has possession. 4-point game. On the wing, Gordon. He's covered by Favors.
And that's a couple of very shaky possessions in a row. One turnover right after the other.
And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. And it's Vucevic in the corner. A three-pointer off the mark. For Utah, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. And the basket by Rubio.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Orlando's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Now here's Fournier. He's tightly guarded. He feeds it to Vucevic. Another miss by Vucevic. On offense, here are the Jazz. They've got an 8-0 run. And it's Mitchell missing.
And, you know, the defense knew how to play at that time. Liked how they made their presence felt without committing the foul.
Got that one up quick.
Yeah, nice vision from the little fella there, Augustine, making it easy for his teammates by finding the open man.
And slam dunk by Gobert.
Terrific assist that time by Rubio.
Orlando's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Vucevic a screen on Rubio. Gobert brings the double team. It's stolen by Ingles. And now Utah, fast break. Over Augustine. And Rubio gets it to go on the assist by Gobert. Rubio's got his second bucket tonight. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Jazz.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
4 on the clock. Here's Fournier. Solid shot from the distance of about 14 feet. Fournier's got 5 points so far.
When the defense gets a hand in the face of Fournier, he's quite adept at still getting his shot off over him.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat.
Now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
Now here is Augustine. Playing Memphis, he was nearly unstoppable. And Vucevic kicks to Fournier. Simmons sets a screen for Fournier. And the rejection by Favors. Here's Ingles. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. Rubio's got 4 assists now tonight. The Magic trail by 11. And it'll be Orlando with their first time out of the game right here. I keep rolling here following the win against Memphis.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
And you know, Greg, they were sinking shots left and right, and that's got to be demoralizing for the defense. They were in a real zone.
And guys, it was just announced last season that the Jazz had transferred the team's ownership to a legacy trust intended to keep the team in Utah for generations to come. Apparently, the move is a first of its kind in major North American pro sports.
And getting a perspective on the offensive tendencies here since the All-Star break, we've got a breakdown showing the average three-point attempts versus two-point shot attempts per game since the midway point of the season for the Magic.
And clearly they haven't been shy about launching it from long range. That's the way the league has been going, and they are certainly embracing that trend.
Augustine passes to Gordon. The Magic again can't hit. Greg, you look at the Jazz, that legacy trust means that all profits are reinvested right back into the team.
I mean, a tremendous move, recognizing that the team belongs to Utah and the people of Salt Lake City. This is truly a community asset.
Plays it in off the breakaway. 6 points for Ricky Rubio.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Clearly in great rhythm. They've got it going on, I mean, in a big way. Excellent job at establishing a huge lead early on.
Got a piece of it. And here we go. Rubio heading to the hoop. Yes, that goes in. Rubio's got 8 points.
Man, has this offense been running? I'm just getting tired of watching them.
Well, it's no secret. That's what they do. That's who they are. 4 of their last 5 made baskets coming in transition.
Augustine from outside. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Gobert's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Here's Favors, and so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
And the thing that really sticks out when you look at Derek Favors, his defensive versatility. You know, he can guard the 4s or the 5s on the inside or out, and to have a player like that allows your team to excel.
Two shots.
And that one falls for Favors. And despite Favors' size and strength, he really moves his feet well.
And that's tremendously valuable in today's NBA, the ability to stay in front of smaller men in switches and pick and rolls. He has terrific lateral mobility.
And so Favors nails both of them. And we just had one of the closer MVP races in recent memory. Clark, do you define the MVP as a player with the most impressive stats, or the best player on the best team, or somewhere in between?
Kevin, to me, the MVP is an individual award. Clearly, we play a team game in the NBA, and a team's performance is part of that, but it's a small part of it to me. An MVP performance is one that not only has consistent, high-level statistical production, influences winning at a good rate, but also stands out in the magnitude of the moments this player has over the course of the season. Those two things drive the needle for me as an MVP voter if I had such a vote.
Augustine dishes to Vucevic. They need this. Augustine, no luck.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
And the basket by Rubio.
Man, off to a terrific start, yet to miss with 6 made buckets.
Boy, giving him a huge lift offensively. He's poised for a big game here.
Now a timeout called by Orlando.
And Ricky Rubio, known mostly for his ability to pass it and create opportunities for teammates, but, I think he's an underrated defender at that point guard spot, and maybe he doesn't get the credit he deserves defensively. Taking a look here at some numbers for Nikola Vucevic. Since the All-Star break, he's been unstoppable, averaging 17 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. And he brings that offensive firepower to the team. Scoring just comes naturally.
And, defenses are throwing everything at him, yet he's still able to put up points. He's really unstoppable.
Now, here's Fournier. He's another guy who had a stellar performance in the win against Memphis. And Greg, for Rubio, his defense is something that isn't talked about, but is certainly present all the time.
Yeah, I mean, he's smart, fast, he moves his feet well, and has terrific anticipation with his hands. Great playing both on and off the ball, and just aware of his spacing and a player's tendencies.
It's been a pretty tough stretch for them.
And this will be an important possession. It's really essential they put a stop to this run, and the best way to do it is by great execution.
And slam dunk by Gobert.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
And I tell you what, Greg, they've worked hard for this lead. Their play calling has been superb, and the execution even better.
And it's the Magic with the ball, following the bucket by the Jazz. Here's Vucevic. The basket is good. The assist from Augustine. Vucevic has got his first basket of the night. And it's Utah's ball. Their last encounter was in Orlando, where they were able to handle the Magic.
A huge margin of victory for them when these two teams squared off last, and they got scoring from up and down their lineup.
Yeah, the reserves, the guys coming off the bench, Greg, made their presence felt. And, of course, with their big lead, they were able to give the bench a lot of runs. The entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
It's stolen by Vucevic. And a wide-open look for Simmons. And a miss there on the triple.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
And the trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well, Greg.
For the Jazz, Jerebko's checked in for Favors. And Jake Crowder's subbed in for Joe Ingles. Then for the Magic, Biyombo, he's checked in for Vucevic. Hezonja comes in for Jonathan Simmons. And Shelvin Max subbed in for Augustine.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
And the basket by Rubio.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
Here's Mack after the made shot from Ricky Rubio. And they double up Gordon. Back to Mack. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
Boy, I like how Gordon dishes the ball. His teammates are open. He finds them on time and on target.
The Magic shooting their first free throw of the evening. Udo's checked in for the Jazz. Burks comes in for Mitchell.
One shot.
Free throw good, Mack. Clark, when you look back at all the coaching you received and all the coaches that you've covered, what allows a coach to have a team buy into what he wants to do?
I think there are a couple of things there, Kevin. One is authenticity, being who you are as a man and a coach. Whatever your personality is, whatever your hallmark pillars are as a coach, the things that you don't allow to be negotiated, staying true to that. But authenticity is huge. And then adaptability, being able to be flexible within your authenticity. Those things, to me, give you the most credibility as a coach and give you a chance to one, be enjoyable to play for and also successful.
Free throw good, Crowder.
And when you look at Jay Crowder, he kind of bridges that gap between role player / star player. The numbers might not wow you, but his tough play at both ends of the court is extremely valuable.
And Biyombo is highly effective down low. Knows where to post up in the paint.
Here's Jerebko, and the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
Yeah, and they've come out strong. I mean, clearly they've been the better team so far.
And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession. Now that we have the chance to show you the teams in the top of the NBA in steals this year. In third, the Jazz.
You can't get careless with the basketball against this group. I mean, they'll pick your pocket, and no surprise to see them in the upper echelon as far as steals.
Burks kicks to Crowder. Puts it up from 12, and the shot is long.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Burks, the pass to Crowder. Sinks that one from the post. Crowder's got his second bucket of the night.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Well, everything's coming too easily. I mean, at some point defensively, you have to take something away.
Now, here's Burks. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
Here's Azania. Here's Mack. Here's Gordon. And the layup's good off the glass.
Yeah, great hustle from Gordon using his patented vertical to sky up for the board.
Shot by Crowder, no good.
This has been a rough, turbulent outing for him so far. Fortunately, the rest of his team has bailed him out.
To the right side. No good from outside. Utah's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. From deep three-point range, it's hauled in by the Magic.
You know, this just hasn't been his quarter. I mean, he doesn't seem to be comfortable at all, particularly shooting. I mean, he knows he's struggling right now.
And there's the 3-second violation.
We've got a moment now to see how the Magic are doing in the NBA rankings right now.
And the ball has been moving just beautifully for them. There's that trust that when you get open, the ball will find you and also find you on time. You see guys cut harder, and it becomes in
Center, but boy, can he jump out of the building.
1:22 left here in the first quarter. And Mack kicks to Hazanya. Udo comes in with the double team. Here's Biyombo. Drilled from 11 feet out.
Good, smart basketball there by Biyombo. Staying within himself and getting good shots within the offense.
Here's Burks. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Rubio's got his 8th assist in the game. And taking care of the ball has been a problem for him.
That's something they've got to fix. While the defense has been good, a lot of these turnovers have been unforced.
Here's Burks, and he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
And how about that? What a sensational finish.
Hey, you got to be able to get some hang time to do that one.
Yeah, to glide in and reverse it home like that, so sweet.
And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
Yeah, that's a tough call for the ref to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
And Orlando making a change here. Gordon's gone 3 of 5 shooting from the floor. Jerebko inside. Here's Udo. Hits the jumper.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
I tell you, we're taking a look at some real deficiencies defensively. I mean, they've given up 5 straight good looks in the paint.
Now here's Matt. Currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Azania's shot is off. Outside Crowder. Stolen away. Here's Azania. Burks covering. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
Hazonia is confident and unafraid when he takes it inside. He doesn't mind getting fouled.
2.
The Magic shooting their second and third shots at the line right here.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
The first one falls.
Boy, Hazonia, gotta love him. I mean, he's a fantastic 2 guard with great size.
He hits both from the stripe. 6 seconds left to play in the first. In the corner, Crowder with it from downtown. Doesn't go for him. Ricky Rubio has been leading the charge for the Utah Jazz. He was a true standout at the offensive end, both with and his passing. We come back right after this. And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And guys, the Jazz enjoying a nice lead here.
I mean, a solid first quarter, especially looking at that plus turnover ratio.
Yeah, everything is sharp. I mean, nothing forced, precise passes, taking care of the ball. That's good stuff.
The Magic shooting has been a little ragged, just 38% from the field.
And for the Magic, it's really been a musical chairs with their coaches. A lot of churning on the roster, but the pieces still have yet to gel. And honestly, it's been a mess.
This is how the floor looks for the Magic starting the second. Here's Rubio after the Magic pick up 2. Here's Azania. He had 16 points in the win against Memphis. Mack, no luck. And if you're running the Magic, Greg, what's the roadmap to contention?
Well, first and foremost, it's always going to have to start through the draft. I mean, you've got to be able to get core pieces there. And then you want to continue to add perimeter shooting and focus on developing your young talent based on the way the game is played today.
Orlando with the ball after the basket by Utah. Biombo, the pass to Hazania. Offline with his 3.
And, you know, I have no idea how he missed that one. When there's no defense around, he's usually automatic from there.
Count that one. For Orlando, they've gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Defended by Crowder. Pass to Azania. There's the screen. The 3. It's rebounded by Udo. Udo's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Crowder goes in, goes back up, and he sinks the layup. Udo's got 6.
Just a grinder, always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass, and that's one of the things he brings to the table.
Quarter number 2, we're about 2 minutes in. The dish now to Biombo. Goes right through for bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
Great job getting to the right spot on the court. Beautiful passing all the way around.
And how about the excellent court vision, just keeping the defense off balance?
Yeah, that was a sweet pass right there, setting up his teammate nicely, and that's really how you move the rock. Share that sugar, man. Share it.
Here's Azania after the basket by Utah. There's the feed to Biombo. Passes it to Hazania. To the right side. Beyond the arc. Utah with the rebound. Udo's got rebound number 8 now on the night.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
Stolen by Rubio. And now with the fast break, Rubio with the ball. The putback, it's hauled in by the Magic. Well, they've got the Lakers ahead of them after this game, and the next game it'll be played in Los Angeles. That will be their second of this 5-game road trip.
Boy, Hazonia does a nice job at measuring these shots as an in-between score. I mean, he's got a nice mid-range game.
And the shot's good from Crowder.
Well, I like the first quarter he had. I mean, and I'm loving the second quarter even more. Playing with a lot of momentum right now.
Here's Azania. He has 6. No good with the triple.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
Yeah, he has been, and he's got to find his stroke because he's holding back his team as a result of his poor shooting.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Over to the wing. Lets it go with the 3. Rubio with the rebound.
Oof, this has been brutal. I mean, he still hasn't made a single shot. No wonder they're struggling. And the Utah Jazz, historically, they've always been one of the better franchises in the NBA. And it was nice to see them back in the playoffs in 2017 after that 4-year rebuilding phase. It tied their longest playoff drought since the team moved to Utah.
Two shots.
Free throw good, Crowder. And this Jazz organization operating in a small market, but over the years, so competitive.
Yeah, and a lot of times teams want to take shortcuts to contention. The Jazz know they're not going to win the free agent bidding wars. That creates a kind of discipline that they're looking to build from within.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Udall. Favors comes in for Jerebko. Joe Ingles, he's checked in for Alec Burks. And it's Mitchell in for Ricky Rubio. Now, here's Vucevic. We saw him with 19 points his last outing.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
And here's Simmons for three. Hits it from three-point range. Simmons got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. And Derek Favors picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
Go the other way.
Well, Orlando shooting 36% in the second quarter. They really haven't found their rhythm yet offensively here. Favors brings the double. And Simmons kicks to Fournier. He dishes it to Vucevic. And the rejection by Favors. And now Utah, fast break. Here's Crowder. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And Clark, when you were growing up, was there one player in pro basketball you tried to emulate or model your game after?
I really didn't pattern my game after any particular player. I tried to piece and parcel from a lot of players. I love the gracefulness of Lou Alcindor, now known as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, when I first saw him back in the late 60s. At his size and the way he could move and his touch was impressive. And then as I became more of a forward in high school, you looked at guys like Magic Johnson, and I looked at Marcus Johnson out at UCLA. Dr. J was a versatile forward as well. George McGinnis, who ended up becoming a really good friend of mine as I got drafted by the Pacers. Those guys that were big and mobile and had ball skills and shooting skills and rebounded, those were guys that I tried to play like.
He hits the second from the line.
And you have to like the way he's attacking the defense, drawing fouls and getting himself chances at the line this quarter.
Simmons, and the rejection by Favors. Shot left block. Crowder with another miss. Well, Orlando shooting about 35% from the floor. Not much falling for them. Augustine dishes to Vucevic. They set the pick. Favors brings the double. Ball's knocked loose. Crowder with the steal. All alone, rips down the breakaway slam.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Now here's Fournier. He has 5. Vucevic gets double teamed. He had stolen by Ingles. And now Utah, fast break. Here's Crowder. Hammers it home to polish off the break.
And showing a good nose for the ball there. Picks it clean, and he's off to the races.
Well, excellent defensive instincts. I mean, knows exactly when to strike on this end.
So it's Orlando now after the basket by Utah. Gobert brings the double team. A 3 from Simmons. Orlando getting another chance here. Vucevic with the bucket.
Boy, the hustle by Vucevic. I mean, showing real commitment and investment on the glass and finding ways to come up with second chance opportunities for his team. That's very impressive. And, you know, that's a second foul early in this quarter. I think he's got to be much more cautious in how he defends now.
Raul Neto's checked in for the Jazz. Aaron Gordon, he's checking in for the Magic. Augustine with it. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Knocked loose. That's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will retain possession. And we take a look here at the shot chart for Utah.
Well, just look at the cluster in the middle of the paint. That right there tells you all you need to know about how they have built the lead they have. They are playing with more intensity on the offensive side of the ball, and it's the difference in the game right now. You have to love how they've approached this matchup.
There's the three. Rebound, Utah. Gobert's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Here's Mitchell. A second chance effort, and Favors finishes it off. Favors got his second bucket tonight.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
There's the pass to Fournier. Back to Augustine. Here's Gordon. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. Gordon's got 8 points.
Boy, I like the confidence here. Gordon is excellent at realizing when he has room to shoot, even before he has the ball. That's what we call seeing a play ahead. They're up right now because he's been dominant on offense, and, man, I like seeing him catch fire like this.
Dishes it to Fournier. And they double up Gordon. Broke loose. And again, Utah running the court in transition. And then Mitchell at the dunk.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant. And this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Now, Ingles following the three-point attempt by Aaron Gordon. Ingles can't get it to go.
Just testing out the cannon on that misfire.
That certainly was a deep one. I mean, maybe move in a little bit next time. There's no such thing as a 4-point line.
The Magic shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
And on the season, you know, they're hitting about 76%, which is a decent rate.
And guys, that allows their opponents to play very aggressive defense if they choose to, knowing it's not a bad thing to send them to the foul line.
The first free throw is good. Clark, as an analyst, do you feel you view the game drastically different from when you were in your playing days in college and the NBA?
Yeah, you know what, Kevin? I really do, because I've benefited from the different coaches we've had a chance to visit with over the years, and that's added to my perspective. And you tend to look at things differently when you're playing. I was always a student of the game, but clearly I think I've become a lot more analytical as an analyst, if that makes any sense.
Yes. I think it's been a long rebuild for the Magic, but they really feel they've got a plan in place.
Well, you've heard the front office talking that they're going to win at least one championship by the year 2030. And I got to say, that's an interesting quote, to say the least. I mean, I have heard of a 5-year plan, but a 13-year plan, I guess you'd call that building for the long term.
4-on-3 break. Favors with the ball. Outguarded by Simmons. Favors can't get it to go. Guys, we've seen a lot of turnovers in this one.
Yeah, focus, focus, focus. Just make the simple play.
Can't cash in from close range.
Well, at best, the defense was average. I mean, he must make sure to finish these layups. Got to make those.
And then jammed down as he goes right over Nikola Vucevic.
Oh, he's putting on a show for these fans.
I can't believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game.
Well, when you know it, you got to show it.
Here's Vucevic after the basket by Utah. Gordon kicks to Augustine. Gordon a screen. Here's Vucevic. They get the rebound. And they convert it last on attempt number 3. Gordon's got 10 points in the game. Utah's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Yeah, that was actually no defense at all there, Greg. I mean, layups don't come any easier than that. I mean, they're piling it on now.
And that one's good, Simmons.
After going scoreless in the first, he's really found a way to turn it on here in the second quarter.
Here's Favors, and Utah again with the bucket.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yep, he was on the money, that's no doubt. The 11-footer. Again, the Jazz score.
Yeah, and he's connecting on a lot of his shots here, shooting a high percentage from the field, really giving his team a boost.
Fournier in the corner. The basket is good. The assist from Augustine. Augustine's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Here's Favors, and Derek Favors with the slam.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish.
Part of what makes him unique, guys, that combination of power and polish.
And that's why it's so important to really be a good screening team. You get a lot of open looks from it.
He misses his 3rd shot of the game. He has made 6 of his 9. In the corner, it's Gordon. Orlando getting another chance here. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Vucevic. Burks, he's checked in for Raul Neto. And the Magic making a change here as well. Mario Hezonja's checked in for Evan Fournier. Jazz shooting 65%, an outstanding offensive display from them. Favors can't get it to go. 35 seconds left in the second quarter. And Augustine kicks to Vucevic. From outside, off the mark.
You know, he's been off so far, Kevin, but there's still time. I mean, he just needs to settle it down, idle it down a little bit, and try to contribute as much as he can on the offense within himself. I mean, there's no stopping him right now. I mean, he's locked in this quarter. This defense has to get the ball out of his hand.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
And they're just playing fast and loose. Sometimes that'll burn you.
You know, can't afford these kinds of mistakes right now, Greg. It's as simple as that. And they're making it hard on themselves.
"12 seconds left to play here in the half. Here's Gobert. Biyombo with the block.
And this is something Biyombo excels in, timing and blocking shots.
And so it's Utah, enjoying the kind of gigantic lead you almost never see. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Joined by Coach Quinn Snyder. Quinn, your team is competing at a very high level. What do you think that's happening?
Well, you know, we're trying to defend. And, you know, we've been a little bit fortunate, too, that missed some shots. But, you know, more than anything, we just want to try to guard and make it hard on them.
Got to make them feel you. Thanks, Quinn. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And, folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. This big mountain of a man is Shaquille O'Neal, and this hill of a man is Kenny the Jet Smith. From the get-go, it was Utah that came out strong. They had great chemistry early on, both offensively and defensively, stringing together an impressive 8-0 run to jump on top early. At the end of the first quarter, they found themselves way out on top. Then in quarter number 2, it was all hands on deck, and what a show it was. Quality execution, good efficiency, some tremendous defensive play helped them take a decisive advantage, and they're running away with this one. And Kenny, what'd you see out there from the Jazz?
Well, they were completely in rhythm shooting the basketball. Just watching the flow of their offense, everything clicked into place. Fantastic shot selection. They took advantage of everything the defense gave them.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the Magic.
Way too soft in the paint defensively. They were all late on their rotations. Obviously, that's a recipe for getting cooked. And you know I like eating that barbecue chicken. They got to do better, Ernie.
And now, folks, just moments away from the start of the third quarter.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. Jay Crowder has been sensational.
And through the first two periods, it seemed he got to the paint whenever he wanted to, just a slasher's mentality.
Yeah, you know, good things happen when he cuts to the rim, Greg, and you cut into the heart of the defense like that, it makes things easy.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but you know, anything can happen. And it's the Magic with the ball. Ingles at small forward with Favors at the 4. Ricky Rubio is out there with Mitchell. And it's Gobert in at the 5 spot. That's the group right now for Utah. And it's Gordon finishing it off.
And when Gordon is launched and in the air like that, he's a mesmerizing guy to keep an eye on and just get out of the way.
Great way to see the alley-oop. That replay courtesy of Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Nice shot by Gobert. The Magic shooting a meager 37% for the game. Pass to Fournier. Tipped away. Simmons passes to Vucevic. Derek Favors with the rebound. Favors has got his 4th rebound in this one.
Talk about bringing it.
Oh, he is a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
That could be a contender for the dunk of the year, I think.
Without question, a crowd pleaser to the 10th degree.
And Fournier kicks to Gordon. That 3 off the mark.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Their interior has been inferior defensively. It has got to tighten up.
You're right on target there, Greg. Of the last 10 points they've allowed, 8 have come from in close.
The Jazz have made 6 of their 7 attempts at the line in this one.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
That's been one of the strongest aspects of this team this season. I mean, there have been very few off nights for them at the free throw line.
And that one misses. Most fans know Ricky Rubio, the point guard out of Spain, as an incredible playmaker, which he is. But Clark, he's also one of the best on-ball defenders as a point guard in the NBA. Just a great defensive talent.
Yeah, I tell you what, he's improved in that area as much as anybody could have ever expected him to, Kevin. He has long arms, so he's got that excellent reach. He can bother shots. He can come for rear view blocks from behind with that length. And he's got nice lateral movement and good instincts, too.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Offensive rebound. Vucevic dishes to Gordon. And Augustine kicks to Gordon. Ingles against Simmons. Looking to end the run. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Simmons got 9.
That was an outside. Oh, man.
And beginning to pull away. Really effective play calling halfway through this one.
Well, you know, you got to give them credit. I mean, they flipped the switch, and they're not looking back now.
And now Utah, fast break. Here's Favors, and Derek Favors with the slam.
And everything they're attempting is going in. Tremendous run here in the third.
And a much-needed run, too, Greg. I mean, they've turned it up a notch. Really taking over now.
Vucevic, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Great job of crashing the offensive glass. He stayed with it. That's hard-nosed, tough basketball.
Ingles kicks to Gobert, feeds it to Rubio. Over Augustine, they get it again. Favors, and there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
Just creating havoc for the opponents the last few games.
Well, he's done it again right there on the offensive glass. I mean, it's a great stretch that he's having here, and boy, I really admire his energy.
Augustine against Ingles. Favors brings the double. That's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will retain possession. And a look now at the various locations of the shots taken so far for Gordon.
Well, he has turned in a complete offensive performance so far, and he isn't through yet. I mean, you have to admire the work rate he's put in to get open on every trip. Even when he isn't the one scoring, he is affecting the defense as they have to gravitate towards him.
Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. And he's good on the three ball. And that's now 9 points for Vucevic.
And Vucevic not lacking for confidence at all. I mean, he has no problem popping the J once he gets the ball.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
No doubt about it. He has done a ton to help his team, but he's going to have to do even more if they want to have a chance to get back in this one. They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Pretty clear, it's smash mouth basketball. Pound that thing inside.
Gordon with no one around. Again, the miss by Gordon. The drive by Rubio. He makes his 9th shot of the game. He has only missed 4.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Now Augustine, taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And the basket by Rubio.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area.
Gordon a screen. Vucevic with it. Now defended by Gobert. Augustine no luck.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
Rubio misses. Well, Orlando's shooting is leaving something to be desired. Just 36% here in the third quarter. The three. Augustine no luck. Utah shooting has been brilliant in this game. 67% from the floor. Ricky Rubio again. Rubio's got 23.
Yeah, and you know what's intriguing? Tonight, Rubio's taking on a scorer's mindset. We don't see that from him often. Really pushing the action and serving his team well.
Gordon kicks to Vucevic. Augustine from outside. No good on the shot. And it's Utah the other way.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Basket counts.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
Yeah, I concur. I mean, definitely on the roll right now. Seems like everything he's throwing up is going down.
And there's the defensive 3-second call. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Jazz?
And they haven't been pushed around in the paint at all in this game. They have been the aggressors.
I've been impressed with how well they penetrated tonight, too.
One shot, gentlemen.
And Evan Fournier out of France, an instinctive offensive player, Greg.
Yeah, favorite player growing up was Manu Ginobili, and you can see some similarities in their games. Fournier possesses long-range shooting, but also able to handle and put pressure on the D with the dribble.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Udo's checked in for Gobert. Jay Crowder comes in for Joe Ingles, and it's Burks in for Ricky Rubio. And here is Mack. In the corner, it's Gordon. Once again off the mark, Orlando.
And even though the quarter has been a struggle, it doesn't look like he's lost his confidence. He keeps looking for a shot, moving it around. 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And Greg, you know nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
Here's Hazanya. Good, and the nice assist from Mack. Hazanya's got 9.
Well, you got to really get into Hazonya's airspace because he's looking to pull as soon as that ball hits his hands.
And you can see it. They're in a nice rhythm in terms of shooting. It's been that way the entire second half.
And you know, Greg, it's hard to ask for much more than that because they're getting to their spots and they're knocking down the shots.
Shot clock at 5. The shot will not fall. Great D that time from Favors. Here's Udo. Here's Mitchell, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And the foul goes against Orlando. This is his first chance at the line tonight.
And you know, something I remember from their last game was how good he was at the line.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, he attacked, got to the line a bunch, and cashed in on his chances. Yeah, guys, I mean, he's been a very steady hand for them when it comes to his free throw shooting.
And a first time out of the game called for Utah.
Yeah, you can sense he wasn't happy with how things are going here. Probably looking to change it up a bit.
Nothing wrong with that. You got to be flexible. When something isn't working, you adjust, you modify, you go to something else. That's what the best coaches do.
Jazz making a switch here. Urebko's checked in.
Taking a look at some numbers for Mack.
How's the last month of basketball been for him? He's getting around 8 points a game, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. And he's very steady with that second unit, running the offense and getting them into their sets.
Right. I mean, your backup point guard simply has to hold the fort, maintain the status quo, share the basketball, and minimize mistakes.
And Mitchell drops them both. And the Magic benefiting from multiple first-round picks this summer. They needed the help.
Yeah, they did. And they need a big hit in the draft. I mean, they've lacked star talent, and we know this is a talent-driven league. Either you develop stars or you pull them into your fold. They've got to find some difference makers. There's no doubt about that. And now we've got a moment to see how the Jazz are doing ranking-wise, Kevin.
And you look at all those steals. I mean, they play an in-your-face, aggressive style of defense. Even advancing the ball can prove to be a challenge, and they tend to feed off of that.
The Magic shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That's good from Hazanya. He's off on the second.
And Orlando coach Frank Vogel, an assistant coach and advanced scout for about a decade before his first head job with the Pacers, did a terrific job. He helped turn the Pacers into a powerhouse.
From past the arc, gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Well, you know, the D just hasn't been there for real. I mean, these shooters are getting any perimeter shot they want. It's a bunch of warm-up jump shots out there.
Biombo with it. Udo picks him up. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
And hate to make a mistake there. Have to stay focused.
Greg, I think they're just giving the game to him at this point. Can't make those kinds of errors.
And so it's Utah here with the ball. And it's Mitchell missing. And the Pacers made the playoffs 5 out of 6 seasons under Coach Vogel. A conference best 56 wins in 2014.
Yeah, and I was there during some of those wonderful runs. And for many, it was a surprise to see the Pacers look in a different direction. But it is the nature of the business for head coaches, and the former general manager, president with the Pacers, felt like it was just time for a change. So Frank Vogel's in Orlando, has some talented pieces, and now it's just about trying to make those pieces fit.
Yeah, exceptional play there to take the bump and still get it to fall.
I like to call that stick-to-itiveness, Greg, getting everything he possibly could out of that play. Nicely done.
Good call.
The Magic have been coming through at the charity stripe. They've made 7 of their 8 attempts.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And that one misses. Kicks to Burks. Goes up on the block. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Burks has got 4 points in the quarter. Here's Azania. He's got 10. The offensive rebound. Launches it. Good on the triple. Azania's got 13 points.
They've cashed in on a lot of second chance opportunities here in the second half. That extra effort will help them cut into this deficit.
Magic shooting just 35%. They've got to get better looks. Now here's Matt. Tight defense on him. Down low. Here's Biombo. And it's Biombo with the jam.
Hey, when Biombo's deep inside, it's fun to watch because you know this guy is going to finish with a flush.
Here's Jerebko, and he makes good on the layup. He has 6.
He does not play the score. I mean, he's going to continue to work his tail off on the glass and make plays just like that.
And plays like that have really taken the energy out of those defenders. I mean, you can bet he's going to continue to keep pushing in that area.
Some nice ball movement by the Magic. Jay Crowder pulls it in.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Break in the action means we can check out the best defensive teams in the league this season. Here are the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. In third, the Jazz.
This is a team that takes pride on the defensive side of the floor. I mean, they play hard and they play together. They are a tough group to score on. Oh, you hear that sound? That's the flushing of the toilet right there.
Greg, a fierce two-hander.
Max force throwdown. Excellent awareness there, zipping the ball over to the perfect spot to score it.
Hezonja kicks to Mack. 1:05 left to play here in the third. Hands it from downtown.
Yeah, great outside shooting, really fueling this run.
Here's Mitchell. Moves back up. Orlando grabs the miss. Pass to Mack. to the inside. Biombo, good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket?
And he gets it to go.
He's been on the roll this quarter, really leading the way for his team right now.
There's a screen. Pass to Hazania. And Crowder comes up to help. To the wing on the left. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Burks the pass to Mitchell. Rob. And up the court come the Magic on the break. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
Yeah, getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Perfect execution. That's how you take advantage of a transition opportunity.
The Magic have gone 7 of 9 from the free throw line tonight.
One shot.
So it's the Jazz now. Here's Rubio. And the layup's good off the glass. Rubio's got 10 points in just the second half. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Utah out in front, running away with it. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. And so it's Utah here with the ball. So on the floor for Orlando. That one good for 2. Udo's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for Utah. Udo comes in with the double team. The dish to Mack. And Clark, the topic of the need for league parity is something that's come up the last few years. Is that necessary for a healthy NBA?
I don't think so, Kevin. I mean, you can have it both ways. You can have tremendous popularity and success when you have a dominant team or 2 or 3. And you can also have it when there's great competitive balance. Currently, we have a circumstance and situation where the league is top-heavy in terms of championship contenders. But that won't last forever. And there will be a graduating back to a more competitive balance in time. So I think you enjoy the ride for what it is in the season and seasons that you have, whichever side of that coin you have.
Orlando's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. To the middle. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
Oh, great timing. He is one tough customer on that offensive glass.
You know, it's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound is going.
And that sixth sense, guys, might be better than just about anybody else's.
Guarded by O'Neal. Mack, good.
He can be dangerous from outside. Sure, he didn't get one to go in the first, but we know he can get on the roll and knock him down.
Neto with the bucket.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And, Greg, you know, the defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
That's tipped. And he converts the layup.
This is a fantastic performance in this half. He didn't play as well in the first, but you just know with this guy, he's always ready to turn it around.
Incredible reverse throwdown. Excellent body control.
And, guys, I'd even go as far to say that was a punctuation dunk.
Memorable. Keep that one in the career highlight reel for sure.
Now here's Matt. A follow outside. From deep. A rebound by the Jazz. Jerebko's got 4 rebounds in this game. A shot by Udoh, no good. For Orlando, they've gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. And it's off the back rim, no good.
That's a good shot. Even though it couldn't find the bottom of the bucket, I like the shot quality.
Neto can't get it to go. Orlando's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Here's Mack. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will take it. Jazz have gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
Well, Orlando shooting a paltry 33% in the fourth. Not a good showing for this offense. And Biyombo has it in the corner. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. Udoh picks one up.
You know, Bismack Biyombo is a defensive-minded center. Amazing the story that got him to the NBA. I mean, grew up in the Congo, and a lot of trials and tribulations along the way, but perseverance prevailed, and Biyombo is now an NBA player.
Shooting 2.
And he makes the first. And Biyombo signing a 4-year, $72 million contract with the Magic last season. You talk, Clark, about rags to riches. Wow.
Yeah, big time. And the best part of this rags to riches story is how he's giving back or paying forward to his homeland. Building schools and basketball courts in the Congo. And he's lifting up countrymen through basketball and education. That's a powerful, powerful combination and really an excellent use of the platform and the resources afforded Biyombo by way of the NBA.
Oh, they own the interior right now. 10 straight points coming from inside.
Well, constantly finding lanes to the basket, getting great looks inside.
Now here's a Flalo. Tight defense on him.
Just waiting for a chance to make a play, and when the pass was made, he's all over it. Just a fantastic steal. Just increasing their advantage, and right now they're in a zone on both ends.
Yeah, you know, it's got to be terribly deflating for the opposition. Boy, they look helpless. Really getting beat up, physically and emotionally.
Orlando's gotten some tough luck from 3-point range. In the fourth quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep. For Utah, they've gotten exactly 2/3 of their shots to find the bottom of the net here in the fourth, 8 of 12. Bucket is good.
Well, this is what he likes to do. Try to break your spirit.
Yeah, I think he's trying to put this one away, quite honestly. I mean, feels like he can lay it up against any type of defense, and he can.
Thinking back to the great Warrior team from last year, Clark, how do you place them in a historical context for what they accomplished?
Well, they're on the short list of one of the great teams of all time in terms of winning a championship and what they did throughout the season to do so. You'd have to consider them as one of the outstanding teams in the history of the NBA.
Number 30. At the line for 2.
And he knocks down the first one. DJ Augustine's checked in for Matt. He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. Aflalo with it. Biombo with it. Now guarded by Bradley. The feed to Augustine. Good on the jump shot.
And that quick trigger of Augustine, not giving the defense any chance to block the shot off the pass.
Now O'Neal. And the three ball is good.
And piling on to that big lead, we know he has the range late on the defensive reaction.
Yeah, and you really can't afford those kinds of lapses. I mean, not when facing a hole or a deficit like this.
And it's Bradley with the rebound.
And there was no effort on behalf of the defense. None. I mean, the shooter has to be upset with himself for missing that shot.
They grab their own miss. Udo gets the bucket.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Yeah, it's really been quite a contrast. I like the way they're attacking the middle at their offensive end.
Poked away. It's stolen by Udo. Goes up, and Udo with the stuff.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
By himself, and Udo with the stuff.
And when you can outscore your opponent in transition, that's always going to work to your advantage.
Hey, that's a big piece of the pie when you're talking about winning basketball, fast break points. I mean, because most of the time, those are easy hoops.
And here's a follow for three. No good that time. And it's Utah the other way. Augustine grabs the board.
And fought hard to make his way to the rim, but give the D credit, did just enough to force him to clank that one.
He's definitely turned things around in this game. I mean, he was more of a background player in the first half. He's jumped center stage now.
Good on the bucket.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Clark, the idea of player loyalty has been a topic the last few years. From your view, do you think players have an obligation to stick with the team that drafted them if they can?
I'd like to see that happen, Kevin. I'm a bit of a traditionalist, and personally, I think it's cool to see guys hang with the team that drafted them as long as they can move forward towards their aspirations and goals individually and as a team. I also never begrudge players that after a time decide they'd like to explore a different opportunity with a different team for whatever the reasons might be that drive that. But traditionally and personally, I like to see players be one-team players if all of the circumstances that lend itself to that being productive are in place.
And so Aaron Aflalo nails both of them. Utah's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. The putback, it's good on the putback.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
The Magic shooting struggles apparent. 37% from the field. They get a hand on it. Out of bounds. Magic ball as Orlando keeps possession. And the Magic making a change here. Vaughn's checked in. Puts it up off the inbound. And the shot goes down.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
I think he's got to be more aggressive, stronger, getting through those screens. Can't allow shooters that kind of space to pull the trigger.
Second chance shot, and he lays it up and in.
Boy, I like seeing that toughness on the offensive glass. Did a nice job judging, anticipating where the miss was going, and then putting it back in. Nicely done.
And no good. And Orlando the other way now. Well, the commissioner recently said the NBA will review, Clark, the one-and-done rule for college players. Any idea how that will change, if it will at all?
You know what? I'm not sure, Kevin. Quite honestly, when this rule was instituted about 10 years ago now, 10 or 11 years ago, I thought it would be good. I felt 1 year of college, if a guy was fully invested in that experience, would be better than no years. But I also understand college is not for everybody. And I'm actually of the mindset now that you should be allowed to leave right out of high school if you so choose. But if you do go to college, I would like there be a rule in place that there's a commitment to 2 years. I just think that would benefit all involved, the players, the universities, and I think the NBA would get a more mature and an NBA-ready prospect. That being said, I think we're going to end up, kind of where we are right now. I don't know if anything is going to change in the near future.
Launches it. O'Neal with the rebound. They're making this a runaway.
And the only question for me right now is just how big the lead will eventually become.
The Magic shooting in the fourth quarter has looked shabby, 38%. The pass to Vaughn. Offensive rebound.
And it doesn't even matter that he's surrounded on that possession. He's got the size to pull those boards down anyway.
Bradley, great positioning on the putback.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
The Magic shooting 38% from the field, a pretty weak showing for them. And he bangs it home with one hand.
Boy, he hit his teammate in the perfect spot. Led him easily to the bucket. That's what you call a room service assist.
Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
I love the low post attack on that one.
To the inside. It's rebounded by Udoh. Udoh's got rebound number 17, if you can believe that. Pass to Neto. Lays it up and banks it in. Neto's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
And every move he makes looks like the right one at this point.
No doubt about it, Greg. I mean, the game comes so naturally to him, easily. I mean, helping to expand their lead as they try to close this one out, he's doing it.
Augustine, no luck. Utah's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Jazz.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And on the year, this will turn out to be win number 34 for them.
And playing this team only twice on the year, yet you have to feel good about their strategy and execution. Tonight they complete the season series sweep against the Magic.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Derek Favors.
Well, I love the force that he showed on defense, using all of his length to deny shots. He was their anchor tonight.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
As long as required, Greg. I mean, you can tell they want to put this thing to bed.
Poke loose.
And I bet you'll never see too many guys who can put forth an effort on the boards like this one.
Yeah, as a former outstanding rebounder myself, I can certainly appreciate what this guy is doing. An extraordinary combination of talent and desire is what allows him to do what he's done today. Great performance.
And the Jazz call time here. They're up. We've got 22 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
You know, this is a timeout maybe just so they can pat each other on the back because no other reason to call it.
Well, they're really just being conservative, making sure they don't make any last-minute mistakes, I guess. I mean, I have no idea. No idea.
Now we've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Derek Favors.
And guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
The lift he got from this home crowd has been obvious. There's nothing fans love more than getting a big game out of someone other than one of their stars.
I'm so sick and tired of the Photoshops.
And it's Utah's ball. They're on a 14-4 run right now. Neto can't get it to go. And here is Mack. There's the three. Sinks the three-pointer. 8 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Neto with the bucket.
And giving the fans what they came to see, a spirited performance.
Well, they've got to be pleased with the effort they've seen so far tonight. Everybody pitching in for what looks to be a solid W.
And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Derek, you guys hang your hat on defense. Is this the sort of defensive performance you expect every game?
Yeah, we can. No, they were practice for. We come into practice, play hard, we work hard, and when we come out to the games, they bring a lot of energy.
It's a young team with young legs, and you showed them at the defensive end tonight. Thanks, Derek. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. So long and good night, everyone.